Hi guys, thank you all for coming for tonight's group. I'd like to welcome everybody. Starting off, I'd like to talk about confidentiality. What is said here stays here. It's very important. And also the main rules. Don't talk over anybody else and maintain respectability and be appropriate at all times. Before we go into the main topic, I would like to go over the homework assignment for last week. Does anybody feel comfortable in discussing that?
Well, first of all, I didn't do that goodbye letter because I didn't see the point of it.
Didn't see the point of
Like,
it.
so I don't see why. Because like my parents made me come here, and I don't even know what I'm supposed to be talking about. Like my brother passed away, and now I have to do this goodbye letter, but I'm not ready to say goodbye to him, so I just didn't do it because I feel like it's a waste of my time.
Okay, so I think one important thing to mention, Samantha, we totally understand where you're coming from. It's a hard time. Losing someone is difficult, and there's many stages of grief, and they're all very difficult to go through. I think one really important thing to know is that we're all going through similar experiences, and this group can be a really positive thing for you. And I think that we're all here to be supportive. And I think that everyone's been through something similar and might get how you're feeling more than you know. And I think it might be positive for you to share in the future if you do feel comfortable. We're here to support you as you go through the process.
Well, I mean, like, I'll be here just because I have to be here, but like, I guess I'll just listen.
If that's all you're comfortable with right now, that is totally okay. Like I said, though, we do want you to know that what you're feeling is normal and we all understand. And this is a positive thing for you, and we're here to help. Does
Okay.
anyone else feel comfortable sharing their goodbye letters?
So I didn't do the whole thing because I just got to the point in it that I just didn't really feel like doing it anymore. Kind of like Samantha, I started it, but I didn't finish it because I don't really feel like I want to say goodbye. So I did some of it. Like I did the part where you talk about like your favorite thing with that person because that brought up like good memories for me, but I didn't do the parts where, where it talked about actually like saying goodbye.
Yeah, we totally understand that. Ben actually has some information on grief and what it's all about, and I think that it's a good place to start. Just so you understand that where you guys are at is normal.
All right, this week's topic will be about grief. Grief can be an intense emotional and physical reaction that one may experience following a death of a close friend or family member.
Okay. So today we are going to get started into the activity. When losing a loved one, you feel a lot of different emotions. It's a very difficult time for you. And what we would like to do, so because of the pandemic, we did not meet in person. Sorry, what was that? Oh, okay. We did send out a worksheet, but if anyone didn't receive it, we'd recommend that you get out a pen and paper if that's possible. And what we're going to do is we would just like if you guys could write down a list of issues that you guys have been having since the pandemic started. It can be common problems like things you're dealing with in school, at home, anything related to grief. And just go ahead and write that list down. And then once you guys are done, we can go ahead and go around the group and share. Okay, are we ready to share?
I got some issues. So, like, problems that are negatively impacting my life. So both my parents got laid off. We had to move. My brother died, and now I'm here. So like I'm just totally there's like change on change, and like that's like all my list is.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are feeling the same way. You know, this is a really unexpected time for us. And I think that none of us were able to predict what was going to happen. We're sorry that you're going through that. Maybe a couple other group members would like to share, and we can see if anyone else is going through something similar.
So I had the same thing kind of happen as Samantha. I lost somebody, but we also had to move because before they put on like the whole eviction thing, I was living with me and my mom, and they obviously we couldn't pay rent because my mom does hair and she couldn't pay her rent, so we got kicked out. So I understand where Samantha's coming from because I feel like not a lot of people had to go through what me and her had to go through, and I feel like it's really unfair.
Yeah, it is unfair.
Right. I totally understand how you're feeling. Would anyone else like to share? Okay. Well, we know that sharing those thoughts are very tough, but confronting these problems can help with growth. And, you know, it is a process. And when you guys do share with us, even though it's difficult and it's not always easy, it does help us as leaders, help you guys find solutions. And I think that's what's going to be really important moving forward in these next couple sessions is we're going to be able to work towards finding those solutions for those problems and getting deeper into things. Even though it was tough to express them, again, like I said, we appreciate you guys going through that list with us. And we will hopefully in the next couple sessions dive deeper into that. But thank you for everyone. You all did a really good job.
Yes, thank you all for coming. We really appreciate your time. And before we close, is there anything anyone would like to talk about? Any additional questions, or is there anything further that me and Molly can do for you?
Yeah, so I feel like this session was all about Samantha, and I feel like she's taking her anger out from what she's gone through on the rest of us, and that's not fair to all of us. So is there something we can do about that?
Yeah, I think that we do want to make sure that everyone in this group feels heard. So is there anything we could take a couple steps back, Samantha, just so you know, it is okay to express your feelings and talk about things as well. We do just want to make sure that everyone gets to feel heard as well. So Haley, is there anything that you feel like you didn't get to say?
No, I just feel like Samantha's really angry with what she's going through, that she's taking it out on the rest of us. And I feel like we're all here to get a better understanding of how we can cope with our emotions. And even if we don't have like grief like Samantha might, I just don't think it's fair that she is coming at all of us and saying that she's not going to do certain things when we're supposed to be working as a group.
Right. So I think what's important for everyone to know is that this is meant to be a positive space for everyone, and everyone should feel safe and like they can share and like they're gaining something from this. So Samantha is in a stage of grief right now that maybe you're not in yourself. And it's difficult to understand as we all work through our problems. I think one big thing is just working with each other and being patient, and just being respectful of each other in the group.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize how my emotions were coming off to the other members, but like, I'm sorry because I am peed off about this whole pandemic. P for peed off. Pandemic. Oh,
Man. Are there any more concerns that we haven't covered or discussed?
I think I'm good as long as Samantha and I have cleared the air.
Okay.
Samantha, I think you should look at this as an opportunity to better your grief. Instead of making it seem like the world is against you, I think that you should use this time to gain trust in all of us, and just come to us for help. We're here for you. We're all here together. and we're all going through something, which is the reason why we are here.
Right. Like Jose said, this is meant to be a positive experience, not a negative one. We're all here to help, not make things worse. So Samantha, we understand the way that you feel, even though you might be in a different state than the rest of us. Everyone is here for you.
Okay, I definitely have a lot to think about.
Is there anything else that anyone else is concerned or we need to go over? Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming. We're looking really forward to see you guys in the next group.